What's up, y'all? It's Jess. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing the next episode of Scriptic, Unmasked. And listen, last episode we might have stumbled upon a bombshell at the end of it. The bombshell being Gemma Dream might not be dead. We've been sitting here for 3 episodes trying to figure out who killed Gemma Dream, and Gemma Dream might not be dead. Some woman was found in the woods dead, but Vikram, our forensics expert, says that the size of the victim's feet and the size of Gemma's feet don't match. They're not the same. So it might be a different person. And then Gemma tweeted. She didn't tweet because this ain't Twitter. It's Chirper. It's not called Twitter. It's called Chirper. She chirped that she was alive. She posted a tweet that said, "I am alive." Y'all, I don't know. I don't know what to do. And then we called her phone, and she was like, "I'm Gemma Dream. Who the f are you?" Girl, what you mean? You supposed to be dead. What you mean? What do you mean, who the F am I? Let's just go ahead and get started. I don't know what's going on in this case. I don't know who dead, who not dead, what I'm supposed to be doing right now. Let's just go ahead and get into it.
I have just seen Gemma Dreams actually alive.
Gemma, if you're out there, call me. I don't know if she's dead or alive.
If this proves to be true, then London Yard has spent thousands of pounds on an investigation that had the wrong victim at the centre of it.
Anyone can hack a social media account. It's easy.
If anyone out there has any information at all, please come forward to the police. Women are not safe right now.
Oh, Lord. Y'all, let's go to the chat. Sutherland, Gemma might be alive. What are we doing? What are we doing, Sutherland? Sutherland said, "All right, stay calm. We need to be really sure before we jump to conclusions. Because if Gemma Dream is alive, then the body found on Hampstead Heath is someone else." Sutherland, I spoke to Gemma on the phone. I spoke to Gemma. Sutherland said, okay, let's all just keep a clear head here. We're going to need to meet the woman you spoke to. That's the only way we can be certain that the body on the heath is not Gemma Dream. Thankfully, she's agreed to come to London Yard immediately. Sarah, can you get Vikram ready to meet her? I want her identity verified as soon as she gets here. And Sarah said, yes, boss. Sutherland said, suggestions, get on to Sophie. Get her to track Gemma's phone. I want to be sure she's on her way. Okay, good plan. I'm calling that man, sir. Alright, y'all, let's talk to Sophie. Do y'all really think that was Gemma? Okay, Sophie, please track Gemma's phone. We can't afford to lose her now. Why would that lady come into the police station? Why would she agree to come into the police station? Sophie said, Jess, this is mad. I'm triangulating her phone now. She's currently leaving Shropshire. Okay, that matches the area that Gemma had geo-blocked. Right. Which makes a whole lot of sense given her geo-blocked areas. I think it's Gemma Dream. The body on the heath must be someone else. I can't believe it, girl. I cannot believe it. Like, what's even happening? What is even happening in this case? Sophie said, I know, it's a lot to get your head around. Alright, let's go on the ground. Sarah, get an update from missing persons and see if there's any potential matches. Because if Gemma ain't dead, then that means somebody dead. Somebody we found on the heath. Right, Sutherland said, good call, detective. And Sarah said, you got it, Jess. I'll get onto them right away. So if the body ain't Gemma, then who is she? Who in the world is she? Sutherland said, honestly, detective, I've got no idea. What you need, Sarah?
Hi, Detective.
Sarah, what is it?
I've just heard from the missing persons unit. They've had a new match and you're not going to believe this, but she's known to us.
Is it that girl? Is it that, the girl we thought was Gemma? Who is it?
I'll send the file over.
Girl, you could've. Okay, Sarah, what you got, girl? Carly Willis has been reported as missing. Y'all, the salon where Carly works reported her missing 2 days ago. Sutherland said, wait a second. Hold on a minute. We just released Craig. His alibi is solid. You don't think the body on the heath could be Carly? And Sarah said, I don't know. The red hair, the missing persons report, it's too big a coincidence. Sutherland said, right, we need to find Carly. Okay, we need to call Craig. See if he heard from her. I know he haven't, or he gonna say he haven't. Sutherland said, good shout suggestion. Sarah, you come with me. We'll go to her house, see if there's any sign of where she could be. Let's find her, team. Okay. Craig.
Hello?
Hello. It's suggestions.
Right, what do you want?
We need to get in touch with Carly.
Right, well, what's that got to do with me? Why do you keep calling me? You know I haven't done any of this.
She missing.
Missing? Mate, she's probably just gone to her mum's or something. Probably off gallivanting, doing whatever the fuck she normally does. Can you just get to the point and tell me what the fuck you want?
This is serious.
Serious? Right, okay. Well, how about you just go and do your job and then come and let me know when you've done it?
You listen, let me know if you hear anything. You gonna hang up on me. I knew it. Craig says he heard from her. Sutherland said, I'll patch you in. What's going on? Not the satellite link.
Yeah, just getting to Carly's now. Hopefully she's just gone off grid for a few days. Carly, open up!
Carly!
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 It's the police! Oh, Jesus. What the fucking hell's that?
It smells
Oh my God, it's a dead cat in the kitchen.
A dead?
Carly!
Oh my
Are you
God!
here? It's the police. Are you here? Quick, go upstairs, check upstairs. Check in the lounge.
Somebody
Carly, we're coming
that
upstairs. It's the police.
Carly.
We're just coming to make sure you're okay.
Carly girl.
You check in the front, I'll check in the bathroom. Wait a minute. Oh no, looks like blood in the bathroom.
Lord.
I'm going to need forensics here.
What?
Hang on a sec. What have you found? Bleach? Yeah, we found some bleach. It's not looking good here.
Somebody killed her. Somebody killed her. We need some witness statements. What is going on here? Sutherland said, good call, detective. If they've seen anything out of the ordinary, including any sightings of Craig, we need to know about it. Who would kill that girl? Sarah, can you set that up, please? Sarah said, I'm on it. Jess, I've set up a remote interrogation feed. Just access it the normal way. Oh, I'm interviewing the witnesses. Okay, listen. Let's do it. Hello, sir. Sarah knocks on Carly's neighbor's door. An elderly man opens. Hello, sir. Sarah said, hello, my name is D.S. Sayer, and this is Detective Suggestions. We're from London Yard. And we just wondered if we could ask you some questions about your neighbor, Carly. I think his name is Jean. Jean said, go ahead. Sarah said, perfect. Can I just take your name, please? And he said, Jean who? Okay. When'd you last see Carly? Do you know who Carly is? Jean exhales and says, not for a few days. And he frowns and says, she in some sort of trouble. We're just gathering some information. We're just trying to figure it out. Sarah said, 5 nights ago, did you see or hear anything suspicious? And Jean thinks for a second. He said, 5 nights ago, and then laughs. Not so easy for me to remember these days. And then he tilts his head. There was a bit of loud noise, music, laughing, little bit of shouting, but nothing unusual. And then he shrugs, smiling. They are young people, no? Always noisy. And Jean's wife calls him from inside, and he answers her in Mandarin. Then he turns back to us. Jean said, is that all? Okay, yeah, that's everything, thank you. I wonder, were they having a party? And he nods and goes back inside. Okay, thank you, sir. Let's keep going. Somebody gotta know something. Okay, Sarah knocks on another neighbor's door, and a woman opens the door. Sarah says, hello, my name is D.S. Sayer. This is Detective Suggestions. Don said, what's going on? You lot have been hanging around all morning. Sarah said, we just wondered if we could ask you some questions about your neighbor, Carly. And Don said, oh, she kicked him out. I saw. Come on, Don, give us the tea. Kicked who out? Who'd she kick out? Was it that man? Craig? Was it Craig? Dawn said, oh yeah, didn't you know? Her new boyfriend. Sarah glances at me. They can't have been seeing each other long, because I'd never seen him before. But then last week, Dawn leans in confidentially. What's the tea, Dawn? What's the tea? Lying awake as I was listening to them have a screaming match, I heard a door slam, stuck me head through the curtains, and there he was. About 2 in the morning, and Sarah leans forward, interest sparked. Was this 5 nights ago? Dawn said, oh now, let me see. Dawn thinks for a minute and smiles triumphant. Yes, it was. I've been to Zumba. Not the Zumba. That's 6 weeks on the trot now, detective. I'm like a new woman. Good for you, Dawn. What did he look like? What did he look like? Since you saw him, you stuck your head through the curtains. Dawn said from the glance I had, he was tall, ordinary build, nothing remarkable. I'll tell you what, though. She must have meant it, because she made him clear his stuff out there, and then he was a good 20 minutes back and forth with black bags. Oh, shoot. Sarah stares at you, mouth slightly open. A TV theme tune plays in the background. Ooh, gotta go. I can't miss the start, or I'll never catch up with the end. Let me know, won't you? If you need anything else. And then she shuts the door. Black bags, that's a huge lead. No. We need to keep going. Okay, yeah, Sarah, you keep going. You keep going. I will catch up with the team. That man was bringing her out in trash bags. He wasn't bringing his stuff out in trash. He was bringing her out in trash bags. We getting somewhere. Okay, Sutherland, a man was seen leaving Carly's flat, and it wasn't Craig. Sutherland said, are we sure it wasn't Craig? Sarah said, a neighbor confirmed that she hasn't seen Craig in weeks. And she was adamant it was a different man. I think it was someone else. Oh, child. The tea. Okay, Vikram, we need a DNA sweep of Carly's flat. What you got? What you got for me? Vikram said, I took DNA samples from the blood on the floor, along with some follicles from a hairbrush, and some other general swabs around the flat. It's a match. Okay. The woman we found on Hampstead Heath and Carly is definitely Carly Willis. Okay, so it was not Gemma Dream. No doubt. Okay, finally we can put a name to her. Even though it's not Gemma Dream. No, what? It's not Gemma Dream at all. Vikram said, poor woman. What a mind-boggling case this has become. Right. Okay, it's Carly, y'all. The body on the Hampstead is not Gemma, it's Carly. We still need to figure out what's going on with Carly, though. I mean, with Gemma. Sarah said, why would she be buried with a Gemma Dream mask? It doesn't make any sense. And Sutherland said, putting a name to her is only the beginning. We got a whole lot more to figure out yet. Okay, can we identify next of kin? Sutherland said, my least favorite part of the job. They hear their loved one is gone and there's just nothing you can do. Their entire world crumbles. Her mom, Linda, knows we're on our way. She's not been told much. Just that we found her daughter. But she can tell something's not right. Sarah said, sir, the interview fees are ready. Okay. That's for Linda, for Carly's mom. Sutherland said, right, suggestions. Let's get this over with. All right, we're going to talk to Carly's mama. Tell her she gone. Tell her we found her and she gone. All right, Sutherland straightens the camera and Linda wrings her hands nervously. What's going on? Sutherland said, Mrs. Willis, thank you very much for seeing us today. I'm afraid we got some bad news. And Linda's face crumples. Man, this is sad, man. She puts her hands to her face. Look at her in the back. Sutherland said, your daughter Carly has been found dead. I'm so sorry for your loss. And she begins to sob. Linda says no, and she sobs inconsolably. No. And Sutherland puts a hand comfortingly on her arm. I'm so sorry, Mrs. Willis. And Linda said, where? When? And Sutherland takes a deep breath. You may have seen the news story about the woman found dead on Hampstead Heath. And Linda looks at Sutherland in shock. I'm afraid that the DNA match is undeniable. It's your daughter, Carly. And Linda shakes her head in disbelief. No, it can't be. What? And Linda begins to hyperventilate. Sutherland said, it's all right, Mrs. Willis. Breathe. Breathe. With me now. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Y'all, breathing really works like this. It really does. Linda breathes in time with Sutherland and she begins to calm down. There now. You're all right. And Linda said, are you sure it was her? And Sutherland nods. Sutherland said, when Carly was reported missing, we went around to her house. We used DNA samples from her home, compared them to the body found on Hampstead Heath, and it's a 100% match. And Linda begins to cry again. I'm so sorry, Mrs. Willis. And Linda said, oh, my baby girl, I knew it would come to violence, but I didn't think. And Sutherland looks at me. What you mean you knew something was going to happen? What you mean you knew it would come to violence? Linda said, I hated the way he spoke to her. I always worried he would hurt her, but I never thought. Sutherland said, Mrs. Willis, who are you talking about, sis? Who are you talking about? Linda looks at Sutherland desperately. Her boyfriend, Craig. I tried to get her to leave him 1,000 times, but she never did listen, that girl. Sutherland leans forward. It wasn't Craig, though. Sutherland said, Mrs. Willis, we've spoken to Craig. And Linda looks at me, surprised. Linda said, you got him already? And Sutherland shakes his head. And he said, Mrs. Willis, Craig has a solid alibi for the night of the murder. We examined his phone records, searched his house, and there's absolutely nothing to suggest he had anything to do with Carly's death. I know he didn't always treat your daughter well, and that is unforgivable, but he didn't kill her. And Linda looks at me, bewildered. What? Are you sure? And Sutherland nods gravely. As sure as we can be. When did you last see or speak to Carly? Linda frowns and said, maybe a week ago, and her lip wobbles. I was trying to give her space. She'd been doing really well recently. Seeing friends, going to the gym. She even went on holiday. Took herself to France for a week. I thought, who is this girl? So brave. I'd have never done anything like that. When she didn't turn up for work yesterday, we knew something was wrong. She loved that job. Her colleague called me, and that's when we realized none of us had seen her for 5 days. I just wanted her to realize that she's brilliant all by herself, that she doesn't need anyone else. Of course, now I wish I had checked in on her. I'm gonna ask, is there anyone who had a reason to harm Carly? And she looks at us completely at a loss. Man. Linda said no. I know I'm her mom, and so I think the world of her, but Carly really is the sweetest person you'd ever meet. Everyone liked her. When her dad passed away, she was only 6, and I thought, my God, how am I going to do this all on my own? I used to lie awake, terrified that I'd let her down, but she's the best thing I ever did. She made me so proud. No one has a bad word to say about her. And Linda's voice hardens, except that awful Craig. That trash Craig. He was always belittling her, spoke to her as if she was something he'd stepped on. I was so relieved when she broke up with him. He didn't deserve her. She probably don't know was Carly seeing anybody else. If she talking about Craig. Is there anything you could tell us? Is there anything else you can tell us? Linda begins to sob. I can't believe this is happening. Who would do this to my baby? My baby. And Linda sobs pitifully. And Sutherland said, okay, that's enough questions. Detective suggestions. What, Sutherland? I'll get everything settled here and catch up with you later. Okay, Miss Wood, I'm sorry for your loss. Should I ask her what about the video? I don't want to do that in front of her. I don't want to ask about the video in front of her, but I do want to know about the video. I'm going to just say I'm sorry for your loss. That woman don't need to be put through nothing else. Okay, Sutherland turns off the camera. Man, that was sad, man. Sophie, gather some evidence from Craig's social media. Because we need everything we can on that man. Because he trash. Okay, Sophie said, wow, just look at these messages from Carly. Yeah, hold on. She texted and said, leave me alone. I told you we're done. He said, you stupid B word. I swear down, you better answer your effing phone or you'll regret it. And she said, Craig, please just take it down. I feel so sick. I'm sorry, I'll do anything. Craig, I don't know what to do, please. Yo, Craig is trash, bro. That man is trash. It's awful what he put her through. We gotta we gotta focus on finding that killer, man. Like, I need to know who killed that girl. Okay, Sarah, we need to talk to Carly's colleagues, find out who that man could be. Oh shoot, y'all. Okay, here go a news article. Mystery victim revealed. Mystery woman found on Hampstead Heath revealed to be Carly Willis. It kept the whole nation guessing. Now we can exclusively reveal that the woman found naked and dismembered on Hampstead Heath is 22-year-old Carly Willis. The hairdresser from London was reported missing 48 hours ago. This morning, London Yard confirmed that the remains are hers. And then we got her abusive ex-boyfriend. Carly's colleagues at Divine Intervention Salon revealed her ex-boyfriend Craig Earl was often vile and abusive. He talked to her as if she was nothing. It was disgusting. If there were bruises, she hid them well, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was beating her. He was vile. Could her boyfriend Craig Earl be the killer? London Yard declined to comment. Of course we decline. Well, I'm not talking to the press. Good Lord. Okay, somebody leaked Carly's name, y'all. Sutherland said Craig's at London Yard. They're just patching us in now. Okay.
Where's DCI Sullivan? I asked you where DCI Sullivan is.
Excuse me, sir. Can you just lower your voice, please?
Is he around there?
No.
Has he
Can you
seen
lower
this?
your voice?
Has he seen this?
Can you lower your voice,
He knows
please?
I ain't had nothing to do with this. It's not
Calm
my
down.
fault. Just take your fucking hands off me.
Don't be silly. Don't be
I said,
silly.
take your hands off me.
Don't be silly.
Take the fuck off me.
Listen, stop.
It's not my fucking fault. It's
Stop.
not my fault.
I ain't saying poor guy. Yo, charge him with assault, because if he was any other skin color, listen, he can't be pushing cops. He can't be pushing cops. Sarah said, I'm not sure that's what he needs most right now. He seems pretty cut up about Carly. Sure, leave him to Yo, man, I want to arrest him. I want to arrest this. I've been wanting to arrest him. Okay, connect him with a counseling service. He needs some counseling for leaking that girl's stuff and all that. Sutherland said, good call, detective. Rehabilitation is vital. I don't want to do it. I wanted to arrest him, but the game ain't gonna let me do it. All right, Sutherland said suggestions. Sarah's just rushed out. For what? It might be Gemma. What? Sarah?
She's here, and well, that is a pretty good Gemma dream if it's not Gemma dream. Vikram even measured her feet just to, Cinderella it in a bit.
She a size 5. It's good to be thorough.
Totally.
Shut up, Sarah.
See what I did there?
This case got off on the wrong
Right,
foot.
she's ready for interview, so over to you.
All right, y'all. Let's go. Let's go interview Gemma. Gemma, girl, I thought you was dead. What's up? What is up with your sis? Okay. Yeah, that might be Gemma. She takes off her hoodie, her red hair cascading down. Sutherland sits down opposite Gemma. He eyes her warily, unnerved, and she watches him suspiciously, uncertain. Okay, Sutherland said, this interview is being recorded at London Yard. I'm DCI Michael Sutherland. Detective Constable Jess Suggestions is joining us via Yard Link. Gemma girl, could you please give us your full name? And Gemma said, I prefer you to call me Gemma Dream, please. Okay. Sutherland leans forward suspiciously. And Sutherland said, and how do I know that you're really Gemma Dream? And Gemma rolls her eyes impatiently. Gemma said, I've shown my phone, my messages. I've even had my bloody feet measured. What more can I do? And she softens her voice to a low and sultry whisper. Unless, DCI Sutherland, you had a special request. And Sutherland, flustered, sits back in his chair. Not him getting flustered. Sutherland said, that won't be necessary. It's clear you, shall we? It's clear. I think that's supposed to be, it's clearly you. Shall we, detective suggestions? He can't even talk right. Okay, Sutherland gestures awkwardly, and Gemma raises an eyebrow. Girl, I don't even know where to begin. What? No. Where the hell have you been, girl? It's been 5 days. And Gemma sighs, frustrated. Well, if I'd seen that, I'd have been here sooner, wouldn't I? And her eyes fill with tears, and she blinks, surprised. Sorry, it's been quite a lot to process. Are you okay? What's going on with you? I don't know how I would feel if I turned on the news and they said I died. That'd be wild. That would be wild. Gemma takes a deep breath and Sutherland hands her a tissue. She looks at him surprised and a little wary. Thank you. And she sniffs and wipes her eyes and she smooths her hair and composes herself. Gemma, please help us understand what is going on with you. Where have you been and why didn't you come forward? Gemma said, when my content was leaked, and she shrugs helplessly, I just didn't know what to do. It was everywhere. The photos were one thing, but my address, I was so scared. And Sutherland said, do you know who leaked your content? And she shakes her head and she looks at the ceiling holding back tears. Gemma said, I'm so careful. I don't tell people my name. I don't share pictures of my face. And I've used wish lists thousands of times. But what I didn't realize was that they use third-party sellers. And whereas wish lists would never reveal your address to people who gift you items, third-party sellers can. And Gemma shrugs helplessly. I guess my address got into the wrong hands, and they decided to dox me. I was, and she looks away, am terrified. And then she shakes her head helplessly. I didn't know what to do. My phone was going crazy, so I switched it off, logged out of all my socials, and I got on the first train to Shropshire. And she looks down. I couldn't think of anywhere else to go. So you didn't want to see the news, girl, the whole time you were there? And Gemma's eyes fill with tears and her lip wobbles. Gemma said, it sounds ridiculous, I know, but I just couldn't get out of bed. I was so scared. I kept the curtains closed. I gave my mom my phone to put in a drawer. As soon as I realized I came back. When did you realize what was happening? Gemma said, your colleague, she was there earlier. Sarah, I think her name was. She posted on Shrewsbury Live. And my mom saw it. And Gemma rolls her eyes fondly. It's the only news she reads. So when she saw that a young white woman, and Gemma touches her hair, with ketchup red hair from Shropshire of all places, had been offline for 5 days and was at the center of a national murder mystery, she thought she'd better mention it to me. And Gemma shakes her head slowly. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. And she stares into the middle distance. It was like I was outside my body, watching myself read all these articles that said I was dead, and Gemma shivers and snapping back to attention. I turned my phone back on, and the first thing I thought was I've got to tell them I'm alive. I don't know who that poor woman is, but she isn't me. So I posted on Chirper, and that's when you called me. And Gemma frowns. How did you know where I was? Shrewsbury is not exactly a major destination. Sutherland said, we checked your geo-blocked areas. And Gemma snorts, of course. Let's see, have you spoken to anyone? Bella, maybe? Gemma shakes her head. I didn't know where to start with that conversation. Hey, sorry you thought I was dead. I'm actually not. How do you even explain? And Gemma said, I have no idea what's happened here. Okay, we spoke to Matthew. We spoke to your ex-boyfriend. Why would he say your name was Josie? Did you lie to him? Gemma frowns, confused. Matthew? Gemma looks from you to Sutherland. You mean Michael? What? Sutherland looks at me. No, Matthew McPherson. And Gemma looks at us blankly. Why is everybody so confused? Gemma said, I don't have an ex-boyfriend called Matthew McPherson. What? Sutherland said, wait a minute. And he starts digging through the papers on the desk. You don't know this man? And Sutherland holds up a picture of Matthew. Gemma frowns at it, and she stares at it frozen. Sutherland said, Gemma. And she digs out her phone and starts tapping on the keyboard frantically. And she flips her phone around. What you showing us? Gemma said, this guy? And Sutherland squints at it. That's him, yeah. Who is he? Gemma exhaled, shocked and panicked. Gemma said, that's not my ex-boyfriend. That's a subscriber I blocked. That man was on TV crying, saying that was your that you were his ex-girlfriend. What you mean? Sutherland looks at me. How did we miss this? I don't know, man. I do not know. Gemma said, I reported him to you, to the police. And Sutherland looks at her aghast. The officer told me to block him, so I did. And Sutherland closes his eyes and sighs, frustrated. That's why we didn't bloody find him. And Gemma looks at you incredulously. You told me to block him and then didn't find him in my blocked users? Are you joking? Okay, So what happened? Y'all, how was I supposed to look at that man? How was I supposed to know that? Gemma said he subscribed to the girlfriend experience, so paying me to answer his every message as if we were in a relationship. There's a knack to talking to these men. You've got to play to their ego. Make them feel like they're the only one you're talking to. People know that it's not real. But Matthew, and Gemma frowns, he got pretty caught up in it. Gemma exhales, steadying herself. He started demanding to see my face, just constantly asking me to take my mask off. Then when I said I wouldn't, he started begging me to meet up, just all the time. And then when I refused, I'll show you. And Gemma shows you her phone. Sutherland said, bloody hell. And she said it gets worse. What, he started harassing you like that other man? Sutherland looks up, shocked and disturbed. Sutherland said, Jesus. And Gemma takes back her phone. He went on like that for months, sometimes angry, sometimes pleading. All violent threats, then rambling apologies. Sutherland said, and then he turns up here. And Sutherland turns to me. We need to arrest him now. This interview is terminated. Good Lord. That man really came up in this police station acting like he was an ex-boyfriend. That's crazy. What is the progress of Matthew's arrest? This is wild. This story has taken a turn. Okay, Sutherland's with the arrest team now. They're heading for the house. We're checking in with Sophie in the meantime. We need to know who we're dealing with. Sophie, find Gemma's blocked messages from this Matthew man. That man was not her boyfriend. That man was on TV crying and sniveling, snotty nose and everything. That's crazy. Sophie said, what? Shoot, God, there are thousands of messages in here. Let me pull Matthews out for you. Okay, they're in the All My Fans Messenger. And Jess, they're a roller coaster. Oh, shoot. All right, y'all, we got Matt's messages here. Let's I'm afraid to even click on this, but let's just go ahead. Okay, 8 days ago, Matt said, hey again, sorry for all the messages. So he messaged her repeatedly. I know you're busy, heart, heart, heart. And I know you can't take your mask off on here. It wouldn't be safe for you. It would hurt your career, and I don't want that. I know you need to seem available, and that's fine. I can be your little secret. You can just come to my house. We can just stay in bed all day, make love, eat breakfast, play Mario Kart, keep it our little secret. Matthew had fantasies that they were together. Question mark? Peach, please answer me. Matthew did say his nickname for Gemma was Peach. That man, he made that whole thing up. That's crazy. That's crazy. He said Gemma, then put 5 waving emojis. Gemma. Okay, he put question marks. You know, you're acting like a real B word right now. That was a joke, by the way. Gemma. Okay, I get it. You need some space. I respect that, and I respect you. I'll leave you to cool off a bit. My Lord. 7 days ago, that was just one day. All the messages that we just read was from one day. So this is the next day. He said, hey, how are you, Peach? Oh, come on, Gemma. Don't be like this. Gemma, please. I'm sorry for calling you a B word. You're not a B word at all. You're perfect. I love you so much. Please just respond. I promise I'll make it up to you. Then he said, so you still gonna ignore me? I offer you everything. You can't even be asked to respond. You're such a selfish B word. I would effing die for you. And you won't even answer me. What the F is wrong with you? I thought you loved me. I would do anything for you. And this is how you treat me? Look, it's fine. I'm going to find you, okay? What? He threatened to find Gemma. I'm going to find you, okay? Then you'll see how much I love you. With a smiley face. Bro, this man is... This wasn't as bad as I thought. I thought I had to censor this, but this is fine. I mean, it's not fine, but I don't have to use my little white bar to censor a bunch of words. Okay, Sutherland, what's your ETA? Sutherland said moments away. Okay.
Okay, we're outside Matthew's house now. We're in. Oh, police! Oh, police!
Open up!
Oh, police!
Open up! What happened? Sutherland. What happened? Sutherland. Sutherland said, shoot, search the whole place. He ain't there. He didn't go on AWOL. That's crazy. Find him, Sutherland. Sutherland said, what the F you think I'm doing, suggestion? Do something useful and get Sophie to track his phone. Sarah with me. Let's get round to his workplace. Sutherland, don't get no attitude with me, Sutherland. Do not get no attitude. Sutherland said, let's get round to his workplace. I want him in an interrogation room pronto. Don't catch no attitude, Sutherland. I'm not the one. Sophie, we need to trace Matthew's phone. This is urgent, girl. That man is nowhere to be found. He know we on to him. He knows we on to him. Sophie said, shoot, give me a minute. It's switched off. He is unreachable. This man must know the game, child. Can't get a bead on him. Yeah, he know we on to him. Sophie said he's definitely spooked, that's for sure. I'll keep digging. This took a turn. Matthew's phone is off, Sutherland. You got any luck? You had any luck tracking him down? He hasn't been at work since Gemma tweeted, I'm alive. And Sutherland said, shoot. Gemma said she called him through all my fans. Sutherland said, yes, detective. Well remembered. If he's seen that tweet and he knows she's alive, I bet he'd answer the phone to her. Let's resume our interview with Gemma. Okay. She could be our key to catching him. Okay, let's go talk to Gemma, y'all. Okay, we back, Sutherland. We back in here. Okay, Sutherland shuts the door and walks quickly over to the table and hits record. Sutherland said, Gemma, we need your help. And she raises an eyebrow. My help? Sutherland said, we need to get a hold of Matthew McPherson. And Gemma stares at me for a moment and realization crosses her face. She said, nope, no way. No way. Sutherland said, he's turned off his phone. He's absconded from work. Your All My Fans account could be the only way to reach him. We just need you to call him, girl. Just call him. Please, Gemma. Please, Gemma. You are the key here. And Gemma thinks to herself and she sighs, frustrated. Gemma said, how would I even know what to say? We gonna tell you. We gonna tell you what to say. Sutherland said, you said it yourself. There's a knack to talking to these men. We'll write you a script. You can put your own spin on it. We just need to find out where he is. And Gemma looks to me hesitant. Please, Gemma. Please, girl. We need you. Do it for Carly. Do it for Lil Saint. Gemma said, he won't know where I am, will he? And Sutherland shakes his head decisively. Absolutely not. Our secure system will keep your location hidden. And Gemma said, and I won't have to see him? And Sutherland shakes his head. We would never put you in harm's way like that. We'll give you a fake address. You'll ask him to meet you there. And then we'll ambush him. Right. Sutherland said, we'll go pick him up. What do you say? And Gemma takes a deep breath. Come on, girl. Come on. And she takes out her phone. Okay, she gonna do it, y'all. She gonna do it. Let's do it. Okay. All right, y'all.
Hello, Matthew. Matthew? Are you there? Look, I really need to talk to you. Like, really, really badly. Oh, haven't you got anything to say to your little peach? So you are there. Hello, you. It's so hard to talk on the phone, isn't it? Just so much less personal.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you come and meet me? Face to face.
Yeah, go meet.
How do I know it's really you?
Well, don't you recognise my voice? I know you really enjoyed listening to me before.
Send a video.
Come on, Matthew, come and meet me.
Send me a video proving it's you. If you do that, I'll come and meet you.
Woo, y'all. Woo, there was a lot in that episode. My goodness. So, Gemma is alive, but she got this Matthew man stalking her. That same Matthew that was sniveling and crying snotty nose all over my interview room a few episodes back. He talking about that was his ex-girlfriend. He was not an ex-boyfriend. He was just somebody that was in love with Gemma, fantasizing about being with her. And he was nobody. That man did not know her. That man did not know her at all. He done made up a fake name, had us on a wild goose chase and everything. But we finna catch him. We finna catch him next episode. I'm sure of it. We gonna catch him. Also, because Gemma ain't dead, somebody else is dead. Carly Willis. R.I.P. to my good sis, who did not have nothing to do with none of this. But she just happened to look like Gemma. That's really what it is. And we thought it was Gemma. It was not Gemma. R.I.P. to my good sis. I think we also got to figure out who her killer is, because we ain't figured that out. But also, her ex-boyfriend, Craig Earl, is in the police station assaulting police officers and whatnot. We gotta figure all this out next episode. Episode 5 is the final episode, and then I think there's an alternate ending to this one, similar to the Jerome case. Episode 5 is the ending, and then episode 6 will be an alternate ending. Alright, y'all, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you have not already. I'll see you next time. Bye.